Hello, hello. And we are live. Thanks everyone for waiting these additional couple of minutes. You are here. Hello to the Fighting Mongooses. Hello to Team Rondai. Hello to Down by the Bay as well. Family and friends. Good to see everyone joining in. I'm your host, Russel Harder, the man with the bow tie. I'll get to all those details shortly. But before we get into all those details, I'll wait a couple more minutes for people to join in now that I've joined in to my own trivia club. If you haven't already, I see that a few have, but introduce yourself, tell us your team name in the live chat, say hello. It's great to see you. Great to see 15, 16, and more people coming to view. All those watching without their YouTube account, hello as well. Hello, hello. We'll love to hear from you if you haven't, or if you aren't able to tell us how you're doing in the live chat, how you do at the end of the night in the live chat. You can let us know on Trivia Club's Facebook page. We have posts about this very event, so let us know in that as well. And you can always let us know, of course, on this video in the comment section if you play after the fact. If you're not live with us, comment in the comment section with your scores and team names as well. Hello to the travel buddies. Hello to the Questionables and Cookie Faced as well. Welcome one and all. Just got in from the deck over yonder, enjoying some burgers and fries. It's a good day. Good day for it. Veggie burgers and fries. We went beyond to get those burgers. Chrissy says hello. Let's see, there you go. Says we'll be waiting for another minute or two. The new place is working out fantastically, actually. It is just a sigh of relief and just a general place of relaxation that I think both myself and Chrissy, my wonderful producer for Trivia Club, both of us needed to just, be able to relax.
I've been demoted from partner to producer.
Oh no, that's what I always introduce you as for Trivia Club.
Okay.
Yeah, you are also my partner and the love of my life. But Trivia Club's producer, as the live chat at least know you, or like the live stream. I'm already getting a lot of guff in the ear from my producer. I don't know why. Not even 5 minutes in. But yes, new place is fantastic. Thank you. All right. So trivia will begin momentarily. We're at 7:05. So let's count down and jump into it. Ready to start in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, one and all. Welcome to Trivia Club, live from the Trivia Clubhouse. I'm your host, Russel Harder, the man with the bow tie, the man with that trivia plan. That trivia is planned for one round, 20 questions. Yes, it'll test your mettle. It'll see just how you do with the trivial knowledge inside your head. This is the 16th edition of this quarantine edition of Trivia Club. It's great to have you. It's great to be here. And if you're going outside, remember, wear that mask. It both keeps you safe, and more importantly, it keeps others safe from whatever you don't even know you might have. And the practice of keeping people safe and wearing that mask helps normalize just the practice of wearing masks. You influence people even if you think you don't. So keep up the good job. 20 questions, as I said. of trivia tonight, ending with the Trivia Royale. So all you need is a pen and a piece of paper for those answers. After the round of questions, we'll give you a round of answers, and you can tell us in the comments how you do with those answers. And because I can't interact with teams and share those team names myself, I will actually be reading out the scores at the very end. But to start us off, say hello in the live chat, say hello in the comments, tell us your team name, let us know how you do at the end of the night. It'll be great to hear from you if you're brand new. It'll be wonderful to see you again if, of course, you've played trivia before. There's already a fair amount of teams in the chat who have played trivia before, and it's wonderful. And it is wonderful to see them, see you, as I'm talking to you next to the green light. It's wonderful to see you week in and week out. It almost feels like regular trivia club, but if this is at least what we can do, then it is like, it's fantastic to still be in it week in, week out. Speaking of week in, week out, every week we end with the I Built a VCR Trivia Club anagram. I Built a VCR is fittingly an anagram for Trivia Club. And for this, I give you an anagram, and you have to find whatever it is that is within that anagram. Last week, you were asked to find the Academy Award winner in the anagram Torch Earl Hines. It ends with a Z or a Z, depending on where you're from. But that means you're finding an Academy Award winner with a Z in their name. The Academy Award winner is Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron. Yes, indeed, South Africa's own. And well done to all those who unmixed that anagram. We'll be giving you another one tonight at the end of trivia. But before that, what can we win tonight? Well, we can win that golden VHS. Ooh, ah. It's darting off to the side on the signage behind me. So whatever golden VHS you'd like, that is yours to win. And thank you, of course, to Joel Lowell for making this wonderful signage. It has found a new place in the Trivia Clubhouse with all the pertinent information, including triviaclub.ca, where you can find all that Trivia Club goodness. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud. SoundCloud is an audio version of these YouTube live feeds that'll show up in the podcast feed, also available on Apple Podcast or wherever else, or actually just Apple and SoundCloud. But those are both pretty good places to find podcasts. And all that information and everything else pertinent to Trivia Club can be found on triviaclub.ca. But without much further ado, there's only 3 cardinal rules that are important to Trivia Club. Those cardinal rules are: be smarter than that internet connection. No cheating to find those answers. If you're looking up those answers and cheating, you're only cheating yourself. There's really nothing to win except for pride and a fun time. Don't post those answers in the comment too. Keep that competitive spirit sharp and give that general chatter to the comment section. But otherwise, write down your answers on your papers with a pen and paper. And the only other rule of Trivia Club is tell everybody about Trivia Club. I appreciate it. I really do. That is the only other rule. So get those teams together, teams of 2 or 6, however many. You can play against those at home. You can play with those at home. You can find another way to chat with people and play against or with people across the internets. But let's jump into it. Trivia Club at home. Here we go. Question number 1. Get those pens and papers ready. We're going to go into the woods with question number 1. This singer-songwriter has said to have rediscovered her old self, who in fact could come to the phone right now because the rumors of her demise were greatly exaggerated on her new surprise album, Folklore. Once again, name that singer-songwriter who has rediscovered her old self and in fact could come to the phone right now because the rumors of her demise are greatly exaggerated on the new surprise album, Folklore. Answer question number 1. Name that singer-songwriter who has returned or discovered her old self, returned to a more into the woods glory with her new surprise album, Folklore. Question number 2. A giant of a man. What was the profession of Jack Johnson, the Galveston giant, one of the most famous people of the 1910s? Once again, what was the profession of Jack Johnson? Not the singer-songwriter, but the Galveston giant, one of the most famous people of the 1910s. Question number 3 now. Question number 3. This one is about a real Hippocrates. Hippocrates. So question number 3. John Aubrey named his famous biography collection after the ancient proverb of Hippocrates, or Hippocrates. Hippocrates? No, I think it is. Yeah. Who said that life is what? Once again, John Aubrey, who is a pioneer in the sciences, if you will, named his famous biography collection after the ancient proverb of Hippocrates, who said that life is what? And question number 4, we're going to connect 4. So question number 4, what's the connection between the answers of 2 and 3? Yes, questions number 2 and 3, their answers have a connection. If you can tell me that connection, you'll get the point for question number 4. What's the connection between the answers of 2 and 3? Once again, question number 2. What was the profession of Jack Johnson, the Galveston giant, one of the most famous people of the 1910s? And question number 3. John Aubrey named his famous biography collection after the ancient proverb of Hippocrates, who said that life is what? And yes, question number 4, what's the connection between the answers of 2 and 3? This is an outside of the box connection. It is free of context from the actual questions of 2 and 3, but those answers do have a connection. I'll let you think on that connection. I'll take a drink of my trivia water. Just a fun effect. Alrighty. Question number 5. Question number 5, we're asking you about best known for, or the 4 projects that, according to imdb.com and its algorithm, that the following actor is quote unquote known for. So in this case, it's 4 movies. So what are the 4 movies that, according to imdb.com, that internet movie database.com, that Seth Rogen is known for? And in the known for section of imdb.com, these could be box office movies, these could be award winners, these could be just, favorites for people to click on, check out, talk about. Who knows how the algorithm really works, but what are the 4 movies that, according to that internet movie database.com, that Seth Rogen is known for? Seth Rogen, soon to be seen in the HBO Now. I think it's HBO Now. Yeah, HBO Now. New movie, American Pickle, which seems fun enough. That was your question number 5. You're best known for the four movies that, according to the InternetMovieDatabase.com, that Seth Rogen is known for. Especially for a question like this, be smarter than those internet connections. If you're looking up the answer on the quoted space, you're only cheating yourself. I don't have to tell you that, though. So, question number 6. We're getting a kick, a sidekick, with this question. Regis Philbin, who passed away on Friday at the age of 88, got his first big break on network television in the US as the much aggrieved sidekick of this classic Rat Pack member. Once again, Regis Philbin, who passed away on Friday at the age of 88, got his first big break on network television as the sidekick of this classic original Rat Pack member. That was your question number 6. Question number 7, it's time to make the donuts. So, your question number 7, Bonnie Henry and the BC government continue to be on the cutting edge as they recommended this safer way to have sex during these COVID times, which one can do by cutting a hole in the wall that is large enough for, well, I'll let the BC government explain the rest. Once again, Bonnie Henry and the BC government continue to be on the cutting edge as they recommended this safer way to have sex during these COVID times. Part of the recommendation was literally mentioning this way to have sex, which one can do by cutting a hole in a wall that is large enough for, well, once again, use your imagination. It dawned on me last week that yes, my nephew and my grandmother are watching, so I've got to be a little bit more careful. Also, hello to them both. Question number 8. We're going outside the borders. So, with outside the borders, it's a little vexillology for you. I give you the name of 2 countries, and you tell me the color that their flags have in common. So the flags in question this week are Burkina Faso, and Ireland. Burkina Faso, Ireland. What is the one color that their flags have in common? That's your question number 8, that outside the border question. Question number 9, it's time to tag the line. With Tag the Line, I give you the tagline from a movie poster, and you name that movie. So that question number 9, name the early 90s film in which the tagline was, I mean, and it's pretty spot on, but how weird is relative. Once again, name that early 90s film in which weird is relative. Question number 10 now. It's our first game show game of the night. This game show game is called Survey Says. Survey Says is our spin on the Family Feud. So I'm going to ask you an actual Family Feud surveyed question, and you tell me what you think is the number one answer as per the 100 Americans surveyed. So put yourself in the mind of 100 Americans surveyed for this question. Survey says, name something that shines. Name something that shines. Looking for just what you think is the number one answer, what, as per 100 Americans surveyed. If you get the actual number one answer, that's 5 points, 5 big points to win. There's also a few more answers that could get you points, but you're looking for that number one answer. Question number, 10. Your survey says, name something that shines. Question number 11 now is a real gem. It is a real gem. And it's worth not 1, not 2, not 4, but 7 possible points because it's Canadian content. So it's bound to be difficult. Here we go. It's a real gem. For a point each, these are the team names of the 7 franchises in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. It's available to view on CBC Sports and CBC Gem during their summer series. Once again, for a point each, 7 possible points to be won. What are the 7 franchises? I just need the team names, not even the locations, just the team names in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. There's a look of panic and slight defeat on my producer's face, and I've been talking to her about this all week. So do as well as you can, but you could win as many as 7 points. If she gets 1, I'll be impressed.
It says locations.
I'm just looking for team names, though, not the locations. She looks less happy with me at the moment. You'll be happy to know she's a good audience, very good audience surrogate. Once again, that question number 11, a real gem. For a point each, these are the team names of the 7 franchises in the Canadian Elite Basketball League, which is available to view on CBC Sports and CBC Gem during their summer series. It's a selection of teams in the east and west of Canada, and hopefully growing throughout the years. Though in these times, a sports league's a bit of a gamble. And a note in the chat of Matt Smith saying that this is the worst thing that I've ever done. Sometimes you got to get the word out on the CEBL, even to the detriment of your own reputation. Alrighty, question number 12. It's time after time. Time after time. I'm going to give you I will give you 4 historical events, and you tell me which of them happened from the earliest to the most recent for a point each. Once again, time after time, I'll give you the 4 historical events, and you tell me which of them happened from earliest to most recent for a point each. I got distracted there because I noticed my producer likely plotting against me with Matt Smith, something that I never thought I'd ever see. And I called it before she even posted it. Alrighty. Those 4 historical events for question number 12. Put in the order from earliest to most recent for a point each. Meryl Streep wins an Oscar for Sophie's Choice. Meryl Streep wins an Oscar for Kramer versus Kramer. Meryl Streep is nominated for an Oscar for adaptation. And Meryl Streep wins an Australian Academy Award for Evil Angels. Once again, those 4 historical events. Meryl Streep wins an Oscar for Sophie's Choice. Meryl Streep wins an Oscar for Kramer versus Kramer. Meryl Streep is nominated for an Oscar for adaptation. And Meryl Streep wins an Australian Academy Award for Evil Angels. Question number 13 now. We're going to move over on this one. It's a little bit of history, a little bit of geography wrapped into one. So once again, question number 13. The Normans invaded England in 1066, and the Anglo-Normans then invaded this large nearby isle in 1169. Once again, the Normans invaded England in 1066, and the Anglo-Normans then invaded this large nearby isle in 1169. Question number 14. We're giving you a second life. So, question number 14, a second life. 20 years after Jerry Garcia's 1995 death, 4 living members of his band announced 50th anniversary gigs in Chicago. Again, 20 years after Jerry Garcia's 1995 death, 4 living members of this band announced 50th anniversary gigs in Chicago. Question number 15. It's our second game show game of the night. It is Countdown Takedown time. For this game show game, we're going to play it with Price is Right rules, but with a twist. That means I still want for you to guess the closest number you can to this actual number without going over. But you have to be within 25% of the actual number to get at least 2 points. And tonight I'm going to do something a little different. If you're within 5% of the actual number, you'll get 5 points. So, once again, get as close as you can to the actual number without going over. 25% of the actual number, within 25%, you'll get 2 points. Within 5%, you'll get 5 points. And that's all to make sure you don't $1 bob this to get at least 1 point. So, your question number 15. Once again, Regis Philbin holds the Guinness World Record for most hours on US television, with this number of hours rounded up to the nearest hour. Once again, yes, Regis Philbin holds the Guinness World Record for most hours on US television, with this number of hours rounded up to the nearest hour. This is the number as per the Guinness World Record website. So I can't tell you the exact date, but I'm sure they made it as exact or as correct as possible. One more time for your question number 15, that countdown takedown question. Give me your best guess at this number. Regis Philbin, holds the Guinness World Record for most hours on US television, with this number of hours rounded up to the nearest hour. Question number 60 now. We're gonna hyphenate this one. So, this hyphenated company started with a reclining wood porch chair in 1929. And in 1929, it added upholstery to that wood porch chair and moved indoors. Once again, this hyphenated company started with a reclining wood porch chair. In 1929, it added upholstery and moved indoors. Question number 17 now. It's all about a vocabulary question. So, VO is in the answer on this vocabulary question. It's your calling or profession. What word with VO in it is the word that is your calling or profession? Question number 18, stepping away from a word question and into the world of science and the elements, but also the alphabet. Yes, we're going to do elementary alphabet stuff. So question number 18, this is the next chemical element alphabetically after silicon. So after silicon, this is the next chemical element alphabetically. Once more on question number 18, this is the next chemical element alphabetically after silicon. Question number 19 now, we gotta keep them separated. So question number 19. What country is geographically separated from continental Europe by the Pyrenees Mountains? Once again, what country is geographically separated from continental Europe by the Pyrenees Mountains? And before I jump into question number 20, our trivia royale, are there any questions I can repeat or clarify with the art of repetition? I spent 2.5 strong years at acting school learning repetition, so ask away. Let's see, the question number 18, they asked, is it a chemical symbol or full name? It's the full name, not the symbol. Yes, it's the next full name of the chemical element alphabetically after silicon. '17, once again, it's vocabulary. That's a word that starts with or has V and O in it. So it's your calling or profession. Any other questions I can repeat or clarify for you? All right, fill in those blank spaces if you haven't already, or fill them in during this next question number 20, 5 minutes on the board for question number 20, our trivia royale. Put the pen in the fastest hand or stretch out your writing hand, of course. For this question number 20, I'll put 5 minutes on the board, on the clock. Alrighty. So 5 minutes on the board for your trivia royale. So I want you to list any 10 of the 14 favorite things in the song My Favorite Things by Julie Andrews from the musical The Sound of Music. So again, name those favorite things. How detailed do you have to be? Well, if, say, the item was described as a shiny steel watch, I'll need you to at least say steel watch for the full point. So there might be some half points in there as well. But once again, say if the item was described as a shiny steel watch, I'll need you to at least say steel watch. So you can say the whole thing if it's just easier to say it out loud as you're singing it in your head. Speaking of allowing you to sing it in your head, I'll not talk as much, but still tell you that there's 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. 4:10 on the board. List as many of, at least as much as 10 of the 14 things for 10 possible points from the song My Favorite Things from the musical The Sound of Music, as sung by Julie Andrews. 3 minutes remaining. Name up to 10 of the 14 favorite things, in the song My Favorite Things by Julie Andrews. From the sound of music. Not actually how it goes, but hopefully it didn't throw off your concentration. We're at the halfway point now. Halfway point. 2:30 remaining. After this, we'll be marking our papers. One point per correct answer. And since we're marking these papers after this, fill out any unanswered questions from the 20 of tonight. No bonus points, even if you get all 14 of the favorite things, but I will say, well done, good job. One minute, 15 remaining. Minute, 15 seconds remaining on this Trivia Royale. "30 seconds remaining. You have 30 seconds to get as much as 10 points on this Trivia Royale. 20 seconds now. List as many of those 14 favorite things as you can. 10 possible points to be won. Yes, as my time is up. I was going to tell the anecdote of, yes, I agree with my dad. I can hear my sister singing this song right now. So let's see how she did. Before we get there, though, finalize those answers. And now it's time to mark our papers. Pass those papers if you're competing with others in your agreed upon space. Otherwise, switch to your non-dominant hand because it makes it a little bit more interesting, I guess. Here we go. Your question number one, that answer number one, we're going into the woods. So this singer-songwriter has said to have rediscovered her old self, even though at one time she said that she can't come to the phone right now because she's dead. Ooh, dramatic. But now a little bit more folksy with her new album Folklore. That would be Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. Question number two, a giant of a man. So what was the profession of Jack Johnson? No, not the singer-songwriter, but the Galveston Giant, one of the most famous people of the 1910s. He was a boxer. We're looking for a boxer. Question number three, a real Hippocrates. So, John Aubrey named his famous biography collection after the ancient proverb of Hippocrates, who said that life is brief. biography was called Brief Life. Or Brief Lives? No, I think it was Brief Life. So what's the connection between boxer and brief? They're underwear. They're underwear. Boxer, brief. That connection on question number 4 is underwears. Life is brief. Yeah. Question number 3. Short is not quite there because the actual proverb is brief. We're looking for boxers and briefs. Yeah. Good question. Question number 5. We're going best known for. So what are the 4 movies that, according to the Internet Movie Database.com, that Seth Rogen is known for? Those 4 movies, once again, are Superbad for a point. Not once again, for the first time. Superbad for a point. Pineapple Express for a second point. The End for a third point. And Sausage Party for a fourth point. Sausage Party. Yes, it is animated R-rated feature that I watched in theaters because, sure, why not? Once again, for a point each, Superbad, Pineapple Express, The End, and Sausage Party. I agree that Knocked Up probably should have been on there. And with The End, This Is the End, yes is what I meant. Yes, this is the end. The apocalyptic. This is the end. Yes, indeed. For that point for Seth Rogen's 4 movies. Also, it's strange that the interview wasn't on there, but that I think burned fast, caused a lot of ruckus, and then faded away quickly. Question number 6. We're getting a kick out of this one. So, a sidekick, that is. Regis Philbin, who passed away on Friday at the age of 88, got his first big break on network TV, and as we learned later on, did a lot of network TV as the much aggrieved sidekick of this classic original Rat Pack member. That would be the 5th or 6th most famous Rat Packer, but still an original Rat Packer, Joey Bishop. Joey Bishop. Question number 7 now. Time to make the donuts, which is, I guess, a specific West End Toronto reference if we're talking about Parkdale donut shops, but still. Bonnie Henry and the BC government continue to do cutting edge stuff as they recommended this safer way to have sex during these COVID times, which one can do by cutting a hole in the wall that is large enough for, well, you get it, and creating a glory hole. Using the actual word glory hole in the government mandated PDF. So good for them. Good for them.
Well, I don't know if it's
No, not mandated, but it's still a government PDF. Yeah. Government issued, government released. Just it was official, provincial document. Chef kiss. Oh, can I explain to everyone what that is? Can I? Well, question number 8. We went outside the borders. I give you the name of 2 countries, and you tell me the color that their flags have in common. Those countries were Burkina Faso and Ireland, and the common color between those 2 flags is green. Green. Question number 9. It's time to tag the line. So I gave you the tagline from the movie poster. You name that movie, that early 90s film, where, as the tagline said, weird is relative, or relatives are weird in the Addams Family? Da-na-na-na. The Addams Family is what we're looking for, where weird is relative. Question number 10. Survey says, name something that shines. 5 possible points to be won if you got the number 1 answer, but at least one point if you got the number 5 answer. So we're going to start with the 1 point answer and go up in the potential points from there. So, name something that shines. Well, if this 1 point answer, hit your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. That would be the moon. The moon. 2 possible points if you're really thinking that this is a shiny, precious item, precious, etc. You know, I'd be gold and or silver. Gold and or silver. I made it sound like just specifically a ring, but gold/silver, precious metal. For your number 4, 2 possible points. 2 possible points. 3 points if the, let's see, can I make an Andy Bernard joke? Who's a character on Parks and Recreation, who is a shoe shiner. Shoes, if the answer fits, then hey, walk a mile in it. That would be shoes for 3 points. 4 points if this answer shone bright like a diamond. Diamonds in the sky. That would be diamonds for 4 points. And 5 possible points if you looked up and wished upon the hot blazing sun or a star. Yes, indeed, sun/star for 5 possible points. Gaseous object in the, oh yeah, Andy Dwyer, not Andy Bernard. Why did I say Bernard? Because he was a Saint Bernard. Or a golden retriever of a man. Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec. Yeah. My prior reference in the moment. All right. So once again, the possible points for question number 10. Name something that shines. So 1 point for the moon, 2 points for gold/silver, precious metals, 3 points for shoes, 4 points for diamonds, and 5 points for the sun/star. Sunshine, starshine, as they say. Andy Dwyer is The Office. Yes.
No.
Andy Bernard is The Office. Andy Dwyer is Parks and Rec. Yes. That's why. It's all up there somewhere. Alrighty. Question number 11, a real gem of a way to not make friends or influence people at all. Question number 11, the beginning of a revolt in the history of Trivia Club. All right, a real gem. For a point each, what are the team names of the 7 franchises in the Canadian Elite Basketball League? Yes, you too have a pro league of basketball. I just like to promote it because it's Canadian. So available to view on CBC Sports and CBC Gem. They're running a 2nd season, a summer series. And those team names for a point each. The Rattlers from Saskatchewan or Saskatoon. Yeah. Defending champions of the league. The Honey Badgers, Hamilton Honey Badgers, if you're interested. Have a Michigan Wolverine style jerseys. That's pretty fun. The Stingers, like the pro wrestler, Stingers of Edmonton, because I guess there's a lot of bees in Edmonton. The River Lions, which aren't actually a thing. I'll also accept Lions because it's the Niagara River Lions, but they emphasize River Lions for the chance to be different. The Blackjacks, the new expansion team from Ottawa, the Blackjacks. They go with the red and black of it all. but also to have a rabbit, I guess, or a jackrabbit as their logo. Yeah, blackjacks. The bandits, whose team logo looks like the villain from Dora the Explorer, a fox that steals things. Bandits. And the Nighthawks from Guelph, the Guelph Nighthawks. So once again, for point H, rattlers, honey badgers, stingers, river lions, blackjacks, bandits, and nighthawks. The bandits are from Fraser Valley for all those keeping track. Cool. Cool. As it turns out, I know way too much about the Canadian Elite Basketball League and not enough about the NBC sitcoms that I should. Those comedies that we all know and love. Alrighty, question number 12. Time after time. Those 4 historical events that you were supposed to put in order from earliest to most recent for point H. Here's that correct order. A point for each correct placement. If it's even one off, 0 points. So number 1 spot belongs to Meryl Streep, wins an Oscar for Kramer versus Kramer in 1980. Then in 1983, Meryl Streep won an Oscar for Sophie's Choice. Then in 1989, Meryl Streep wins an Australian Academy Award for Evil Angels. And in 2003, Meryl Streep was nominated for Adaptation, nominated for an Oscar, not for an Australian Academy Award. Once again, the correct order is Kramer versus Kramer, Sophie's Choice, Evil Angels, and Adaptation. Question number 13 now, we're saying move over. So the Normans invaded England in 1066, and the Anglo-Normans would then go on to invade the large nearby isle in 1169, the Isle of Ireland. Ireland. Oh yes, and a question about the Time After Time. The movie that was called Evil Angels in Australia was outside of Australia and New Zealand known as A Cry in the Dark. Yes, indeed. Forgot to give you the twist in that one. A Cry in the Dark. Everywhere else was known as A Cry in the Dark. In Australia and New Zealand, it was known as Evil Angels. So that was that weird twist on the second half of question number 12. Our Time After Time, Meryl Streep edition. Question number 13, yes, Ireland was your answer. Question number 14, A Second Life. So 20 years after Jerry Garcia's 1995 death, 4 living members of this band announced a 50th anniversary gig in Chicago, or a series of gigs. In Chicago, that would be the Grateful Dead. Question number 15 now, our countdown takedown. So Regis Philbin holds the Guinness World Record for most hours of US television, with this number of hours rounded up to the nearest hour. Can I get a drum roll, please? 16,747 hours. Yes, indeed. 16,747, which is if he spent an hour a day on TV every day, he would be on TV for nearly 46 straight years. If it doesn't seem like much, depending on what you quoted, because it's, I mean, big numbers are big numbers. But that's enough, yes, to give an hour a day, every day, for almost 46 straight years. So the range you could be in for the points, if you said 16,747 to 15,910, that is 5 points. If you guessed between 15,909 to 12,560, that is still 2 solid points. But yes, Reg ended up spending so much time on television that if he spent an hour of TV a day, every day, he would be on TV for 46 years straight. He was on TV more or less, though, for about 52, 53. I don't know the exact, but he had a longer than 50-year career with more or less an hour or more of TV a day for that entire span, with some breaks in between, some longer daytime talk shows. You know the gist. He was a staple. Alrighty. Question number 16, hyphenated question for you. So this hyphenated company started with a reclining wood porch chair, and in 1929 it added upholstery and moved indoors. I'd be the Lazy Boy, or Lay Z Boy if you're in Canada. Yeah? No? Yeah. Question number 17. We're asking you about vocabulary. VO in that word, VO. It's your calling or profession. It's your vocation. Vocation, all I ever wanted. Vocation had to get away. Yeah. All right, question number 18. I need like a live band in the corner. Question number 18. It's an elementary alphabet question for you. So this is the next chemical element alphabetically after silicon, and that's the name, not the symbol. After silicon is silver. Silver. Oh, I see a close one for the mongoose. It's 60 hours away. In the thousands of hours. That's a close one, indeed. Question number 19. Got to keep them separated. So, what country is geographically separated from continental Europe by the Pyrenees Mountains? Those mountain ranges on the east and water on the other 3 sides is Spain. Spain. Even with that geographic solitude in its own way, still very much a big part of continental Europe through the years. Question number 20, our Trivia Royale, a point for every correct answer. And I'll discuss half points, hash over it in the comments as we go. But, so, those favorite things listed in the song My Favorite Things by Julie Andrews. So a point for raindrops on roses, half a point for raindrops or roses. Looking for raindrops on roses for a point. Whiskers on kittens for a second point. Kitten whiskers I will also accept. Also rose raindrops for that first one. Whiskers on kittens. Copper kettles for the third point. I'll also accept bright copper kettles, but as I said, that part of the of the description is not necessarily necessary for that point. Copper kettles, which are bright. Woolen mittens, which are warm. Paper packages, which are brown, but also tied up with string. All I need is the paper packages. I'll also accept brown paper packages tied up with string. Cream-colored ponies. Ponies for half a point. Cream-colored for that full point. Apple strudels, which are crispy or crisp. Doorbells for another point. Sleigh bells for another point. She likes bells. Schnitzel with noodles. So schnitzel is a point. Noodles is a half point, or like half point for schnitzels, half point for noodles. Wild geese for the point. Those wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of her favorite things. Girls in white dresses, and I'll also accept girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes. Did you say just blue satin sashes? That's half a point. Snowflakes for a point, and these are snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes. And silver white winters. I'll also accept white winters for the point. Winters is half a point. We need either silver or white, or silver white. Winters that melt into springs. Again, these are just a few of her favorite things. She's very specific with what she likes. It's true. Once again, for a point each, it's raindrops on roses or rose raindrops. Whiskers on kittens or kitten whiskers, not to be mixed up later on with woolen mittens. So if you say kitten mittens, you're thinking of something slightly different. Kitten mittens. Once again, now back to copper kettles that are bright, woolen mittens that are warm, paper packages that are brown and tied with string. A few of her favorite things. Cream-colored ponies, apple strudels that are crisp, doorbells, sleigh bells, schnitzel with noodles, wild geese, girls in white dresses, snowflakes, and white winters or silver white winters. Only 10 points max. You can get, there's as many as 14 of those things, as favorite as they are. And if you said when the dog bites, or when the dog barks, a bee stings, or when she's feeling sad, those are not her favorite things, but she thinks of those favorite things and then she's not feeling so bad. For question number 19, country that is geographically separated from continental Europe. So because Spain is on the west side of it, they're geographically separated. And oh wait, Portugal is above that. I don't know if Portugal is actually, are they on the mountains?
The Pyrenees long have been a formidable land barrier between Spain and Portugal.
Oh yeah. I think Spain is separated by the mountains, but I don't know if Portugal is necessarily separated from. I guess Portugal could be. Let's see.
In Spain,
Pyrenees. Portugal is here.
Oh.
Portugal is separated from continental Europe by Spain. So I was looking for Spain. Oh, and yeah. That was your question number 20. Hopefully that made sense as I was figuring out question number 19, that question for it. The answer, yes, is Spain, because Portugal, even though they also could be separated, they're technically separated from continental Europe by Spain, which is separated by the mountains. All righty. And there's 49 potential points to be won, I believe, if I counted those out correctly. I'll be going through the chat section and reading out those scores. Congratulations to all those that took part. Thank you, of course, for taking part as well. Before I forget, our bonus bit of trivia, that tiebreaker, if needed, question. If I built a VCR, which itself is an anagram for Trivia Club, so we're going to give you an anagram to play along with at home. We'll give you the answer for that anagram next week, next Tuesday, when we join you again on July 20. No, not July 28th. That's today. When we join you again on August 4th, which is to say, hey, it's already August next week. That feels strange. But yes, I built a VCR, your anagram for today. Find the sports team and the following anagram. That anagram is Juno Alberto Toys. Juno Alberto Toys. All right, let's see how we did. So well done to the Lord and Lady of Asquith, 31 points, 28 points for the Questionables, 18 points for the Spokane Seniors. Best they've ever done, well done, personal best. 32 points for Down by the Bay. Oh, at all the favorite things listed and in order.
I saw that.
Well done. Only 10 points for that, though. Respect. 26 points for Cookie Faced. F. Billy Zane. We're here fighting technical difficulties, but pulling off 28 points. Well done. And if you can, if you want to, you can always let us know if you add any more points to your total on the replay. Let us know in the comments, and let us know in the comments how you did if you're watching this not live, but still in Technicolor with full sound. 27 points if you're getting full points on Mittens. Oh, 26 and a half for just Mittens. Let's see. Yes, indeed. 26 and a half for the Fighting Mongooses, because we're looking for woolen mittens. Woolen. You don't have to say if they're warm, but you do have to note that they're woolen. 21 points for the team that was embarrassed to call themselves the Mask Debaters. Until Russell asked a question about Glorioles, which is fair. It's fair. Hey, when the BC government provides, I must ask the question. 37 points for Agatha Christie's. 15 points for your producer. Thank you to your producer. 14 for Jan, well done. Oh, 11 for Jan, well done. 25 points for the Travel Buddies. Yes, well done, everybody. Great job. A lot of great team names, a lot of great scores. And it's true, sometimes there's just the Saskatchewan ones and the tough basketball question. Thanks for sticking through it, sticking with me, and maybe even checking out the Canadian Elite Basketball League with me. I don't know. It's just fun to have something. Especially since football isn't a good idea, along with baseball, we can at least enjoy basketball and hockey. I mean, for as long as it lasts. Anyway, Good to see you all once again. Thanks for joining in. See you again next Tuesday on July 28th. Continue to wear a mask when you go outside.
No, that's today.
What's that? Oh, yes. July 28th is today. Next week, August 4th. I'm just reading the notes that I haven't updated and getting myself in trouble. I just read the teleprompter. You can put anything on it. It would get me in big trouble. Go F yourself, Billy Zane. Yeah. Oh. It's not me, it's the team name. Oh, no. But yes, tonight's champions are all those that played at home. Thank you for playing at home, playing along, both keeping yourself and others healthy during these strange times and just these times how we live on. Live in, live through. Great to see you once again. And before everyone's gone, I think we've lost about half. But there's still one more thing to say. As much as I like to talk through it, still have to say that one thing we say after every Trivia Club. So say it along with me. Won't you? Remember, it's not what you know. It's what you learn along the way.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks for joining. And thank you.
Thanks. I earned my producer money tonight.
Oh, for the time next week is August the 4th.
Exactly.
It's good to have someone actually, somebody watching my back with this stuff. Excellent. Enjoy snooker.